Hi everyone. So first thing is to apologise for not doing a dev update video last month, and that was mainly due to us being quite busy preparing for the next competition, and some of those updates will be in this video now, which I will show you. We was also in Kiev last month as well, so that took quite a bit of our time. So the first thing which I'll show you is when you select a name to enter the game. So if I select like this one, you now get a choice to select your house or your faction. And when you choose this faction, like I will do now, what that does is creates a special transaction which locks your account to a faction. So previously where you could create units for any faction, you are now locked to one faction. So I will just show you some of the changes here when it comes on. So before I just mention some of the changes with the map, I will just create 3 units here. So now you can see you've only got the choice of the one house. All this user interface is getting completely redone, so it's all placeholders at the moment, even though there is some changes up here. So the first change is what we've done is we've actually removed the hex tiles on the map now. So by doing that, it looks a lot more immersive, and we've also reduced the sizes of the vehicles, which you'll see in a moment once that transaction gets mined. So what we can do then is by reducing the size of the vehicles and the buildings and removing the hexes, and also as movement can be in fractions, so you could move 1.1 hex a time or 0.3 hex per time, and that can be visible in the front end. There actually isn't any need for the hexes now, and by making it smaller we've actually made the world twice as big, you could say. So these ones have been created now. So yeah, so now we have added the vehicle. So this is the first time this vehicle has been seen outside of the XAYA team. So this is a starter vehicle for the Rubos. This is like the most rubbishest vehicle which will be in the game, and the same with the other housing starter vehicles as well, which I can show you. So this one is the starter vehicle for the Ferrati. And this is a Jordan vehicle. So these are all like in the same style as what the buildings are as well, which I'll show you in a little bit. So for movement now, although it is the same, when you do a movement now it's automatically a queue. So I can just queue there and then select another unit. And also if you double click it moves to them, and single click is a select. So now that all them are queued, I can then press go and it will send that as one transaction. So that will save on transaction fees. Now you can obviously do what you did last time as well. So I could move that one there, do a transaction, move that one there, do a transaction. But then as well as like bloating the chain, it's just costing you more transaction fees. So it is better to group them. It could be that when you're in combat it is beneficial or advantageous to do more transactions. What else was that? So yeah, so the vehicles also move still at 3 hexes per block, these starter vehicles at least, and we will probably reduce that for the competition because it does look a bit funny that they travel so far now that we've made them so small. So maybe that will be just 1 or 2 blocks, something like that. All these icons in here as well, as I say, just placeholders for now, and they won't be in the new UI. Okay, so something else what we've added as well is the main thing is the well, the region graphics have changed, as you can see like that. But now when you prospect, ignore those hexes, they will be removed as well.
Copy that.
When you prospect now, like in the full game, we said you can, if you prospect land, you have a chance of finding an ancient artifact which can be reverse engineered into a blueprint. You can find out which resources are there, and then you can mine those resources, and also you can find out if you can build a building there. So that's in the full game. So what we've just finished implementing now is the resources. So when you prospect some land now, after 10 blocks, what it is set at the moment, you will find out which resource is there. So that is counting down now from 10, it's now at 9 to prospect this land. And when that finishes prospecting, you will find one of 9 resources. Now they are scattered about the map, but they are concentrated in certain areas, and there is some like really rare ones and also the common ones as well. So near the starter zone you get more the common resource if it's working. So this one's prospecting now, it's going to be 8 blocks, but I did just prospect before this one. So if I hold the F key like this, you can see that those regions we don't know what is there. But in this one now it's saying raw G and there's 2. This is obviously placeholder graphics as well. And so in the full game there will be like an algorithm which sets the rate of how much of these resources are available to prevent oversupply and things like that. And so that's one thing that we've added now, which is the mining. Well, actually, that's the prospecting short resources are there. So as well, we can then mine it as well. So if I press this button and then go, that will then mine. So when that gets transaction gets mined, then it will start mining, and each block some of those resources will go into my inventory. Now there is only one resource, only 2 quantity resources there, and that is also the measure of the cargo space. So like 1 meter cubed is 1 unit, and I believe you mine something like 4 units on average, although it is random per block. So if we just select that and then wait for this transaction to get mined, that inventory will get filled up. So okay, so that's been done now. So if I press F now, I can see that there is now none there, raw G 0, and in this vehicle's inventory is raw G, the 2 which was there. So that is what we've implemented now, which is the prospecting to find resources. We've scattered resources over the map. There are 9 different resources. When you mine these resources, it then goes into your inventory. So you can see we've got 2. And also we have now added the ability to, which was all linked to this, to drop this inventory as well. So if I press drop on just one, there will be, like in the next UI, a like visual representation for pending, for dropping and mining and things like that, like there is for movement. We just haven't implemented those yet.
Ready, Commander.
So this is doing a transaction now to drop these resources. You can see there that there is 2. So when this gets mined, it should go to 1. There. So
Yes, Commander.
if I just move out of the way,
I'm on it.
this may take a little bit of time. So yeah, so now this vehicle, there we go. So now this vehicle, let's move it back.
Copy that. Awaiting orders.
Has 1 inventory of this resource, 1 unit, and oops, and 1 is on the floor, which you saw there, which I've moved back over. So I've just moved back over it to show you as well that you can now pick up the rest or drop more on that hex. So we will just pick up that as well.
I'm on it.
So then we should get 2 back in our inventory. And as well with the combat, we have also set it so if there is anything in your inventory and you are killed, then they will be dropped on the floor as well. So they are the main additions which we've added to this build. Actually, I've just noticed that the camera may have been in the wrong place while I was doing that, but I ain't recording the video again. So now you can see that after I pick those up, it's in there. So although this is something common you see in a lot of MMOs or other games, this is more of a technical achievement. You know, it's fully decentralized, and now we've just demonstrated, you know, you can have a massive giant map, you can move around this map, you can kill other people, you have health points, health regeneration, different combat layouts. Also, that's something else to mention as well, the one range weapon is now an AoE damage weapon for the starter vehicles. So yeah, and now we've demonstrated like the mining, collecting the resources, dropping resources, and apart from adding in a building or a few buildings for the next competition, then that will be it for the competition. So some information on that competition. What you will have to do is collect a certain amount of each resource and bring it to a building, and then that will be a prize or part of some score in a leaderboard. And also, like in the other competition, you could find rare prizes like $1,000 prize. The difference with last time is when you found that prize and then it said in the chat, you know, Snailbrain has found the $1,000 prize. The difference this time is it will say Snailbrain has found the $1,000 prize, but you don't automatically get that prize. That prize will go in your inventory, and then you need to take it to one of these buildings. So everybody will be alerted that you have a $1,000 item on you, or some other crypto assets from some other blockchain projects, and they will hunt you down to try and get that $1,000 from you. So that could be quite interesting. I mean, we might find that some people control a lot of characters and just spend all the time trying to kill others, but we'll just see what happens anyway. So we're not doing the competition just for fun. That is it is really to test the new features which we're adding to the new game. So in this case, it's mining, taking to a building in a simple way, finding resources which are scattered across the map. In the full game, there will be an algorithm, as I said before, to keep the supply correct, and yeah, in an inventory, picking up, dropping, filling up the inventory with mining, and also getting killed and dropping that inventory on the floor as well for other people to collect. Okay, one other thing which I wanted to show you as well was the new buildings which have been added to the game. These will be the Endgame Buildings. Now, these are not currently stored in the blockchain, it's just cosmetic in the front end, but we will be adding in buildings in the back end and the GSP after the competition. So I'll just show you what these look like. So that the foundations are just placeholders for now, and we needed to add those in because when you put a building on a slanted surface, it looked really really bad. So if I put this here, you know, you can see that we needed to invent something where if you placed it on uneven land, it still would look right. Now, when you don't use that foundation and you place these like manually in the Unreal client in the editor, they look absolutely awesome without the foundations. But for now, they're just there, and we'll think of something to make them look better in the full game. So this is like a command center. This one is a construction facility. I'll just show these quick. This is an energy building. So energy buildings improve the efficiency of refining and other things as well. That's a turret. That is a refinery. It's a research facility, turret, and a vehicle bay. So we've got a really good 3D modeler who's doing these now. He's quite well known. And they are the Jordan buildings. So each building in the full game is a decentralized marketplace, and you can access those from any part of the map. Only if you need resources near you, you probably don't want to buy the resources at the other side of the map, because it might take you several days to get there and back to bring those resources back. So you might find also that it is maybe cheaper to buy them far away because there's less demand, and you know, those sort of opportunities will be available for traders to make money by filling orders by just transporting items like you can in games such as Elite and EVE Online. So these are the authority buildings. It's a shame that the foundations don't make them look very nice, but they will look nice in the full game. So yeah, so the authority are like a bit more bio type. They're from like a green, lush, dangerous planet. The Jordans are on a like a volcanic world, if you will. And then also there is the Rubos. So these are the more intelligent ones, a little bit like Vulcans, you could say. You know, more about tech rather than emotions and ethics and things like that. Yeah, I think there's one missing there, but that one's the command center, the big one. So the buildings require an enormous amount of resources to build. It might take you several days just to gather the resources and then several days to build the building. There are different types of buildings as well. Well, there's two types. There's the ancient buildings, which are over here. That's probably going to take a long time to get there. But these ancient buildings are already on the map before anyone starts playing the game. They're already, like, these are called the ancients. We don't know much about them yet, but we will release some information on that. But these buildings will be indestructible. So if you have assets stored in these buildings, they can't be destroyed, so they're perfectly safe. They're like a safe building, as you will. Player buildings can be destroyed by other players, and when they are destroyed, any assets in there, or maybe 20% of them, will be salvageable by the people that blow them up. So it's a good idea to protect buildings, whether that be with turrets, if you can afford them, or having like an army waiting to protect them. So that's it for this video. I will do hopefully next month a long video showing everything from scratch for those people that have not been following the updates from the beginning. So we'll keep you updated on that. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on TAURION soon. Thank you.